This is a lesson about Bridges, Unit 4, multiplying and dividing whole numbers. This is session 1. So what I'm going to do is come to Google Classroom, find the math assignment, and open the Unit 4 notes. Okay, so this is just an outline of what the unit is about. The first thing that we're starting on in Module 1 is different strategies for multiplying and dividing whole numbers and decimals. So let's get to it. Here's Session 1. So Module 1, Session 1. So this is the box of crayons problem. And we did this in class, but this is just a review. If you have, in this problem, we have one box of crayons, and each box of crayons has 35 crayons inside. So, if I wanted to know how many crayons are in one box, that's easy. There are 35 crayons in one box. If I want to know how many crayons are in two boxes, okay, and we're focusing on strategies. So one strategy that we could use to find out the answer is just adding. We could add 35 in one box, 35 crayons, and then 35 crayons from the second box. That'll give us 70 crayons. Or we could multiply and do doubling. Doubling is just any number times 2. So we could take the number of crayons that are in one box and double that, because we have two boxes, and we get 70. So you have two different strategies there, adding and doubling. Now what if I have 4 boxes? How many crayons do we have? So again, you could do adding, but adding gets harder and harder the more numbers you have to add. So here's 35, one box, the second box 35, the third box 35, the fourth box 35, and so you get 140. Or you could double. You could say, I already know that 70 crayons are in 2 boxes, so now I have 4 boxes. 4 is 2 times 2, right? 4 is double 2. So all I need to do is double this number. So if I know that 35 times 2 is 70, all I need to do is double 70 and I get 140. So 2 different strategies. Okay, I have 10 boxes and I want to know how many crayons. I use the power of 10 strategy. Power of 10 just means that you're putting a 0 at the end of the number. And what that putting a 0 means, or what it does, is it changes the place value. So another thing we could say is change place value. What does that mean? So 35 crayons in one box times 10 boxes. So if I have one box, it's 35 crayons. If I have 10 boxes, so 1 times 10 is 10. So 35 times 10 is 350. So I've added this 0 at the end of 35. 35 times 10, I add a 0. That means I change the place value of all those numbers. This 5, this is 5 ones here, but over here, the 5 isn't 5 ones, the 5 is 5 tens, right? That's changing the place value. This 3 is in the tens place on this number. On 35, that's 3 tens. But in this number, it's not 3 tens, it's 3 hundreds, right? 350. All right, I think you're getting it. 5. So this is the next strategy. So 5 boxes, how many crayons? Well, I know that we're going to use the halving strategy, or taking half. So I know that 10 times 35 is 350. So, and I know that 5 is half of 10. So all I have to do is take half of 350, right? So 10 times 35 is 350. I know that 5 is half of 10. So if I take half of this number, then that would be 5 times 35. So half of 350 is 175. And if you were to use a calculator to do 5 times 35, you would definitely get, 5 times 35. Or if you added 35 5 times, you would definitely get 175. Okay. So let's look at another strategy. I have 9 boxes, and I want to know how many crayons. I use the power of 10 strategy, so I know that 10 boxes is the same as 350 crayons. We did that up here, right? 10 boxes is the same as 355 crayons. So I have 9 boxes, so I can do 10 boxes minus 1 box is 9 boxes. And then I can do the number of crayons in 10 boxes, which is 350, minus the number of crayons that are in 1 box, 35 crayons, and that would get me how many crayons are in 9 boxes, 315. Okay? 40. So I know that, so we did 4, so you could do the doubling strategy and then do power of 10. So what you do is, I know that 4 times 35 was 140, and then I can do power of 10. So 40, so 4 times 10 is 40. So 140 times 10 would be, I add a 0, changes the place value, would be 1,400. 91, this one was a little tricky when we did it in class. You can use the power of 10, well, this is the power of 10 times 10, so instead of 1 times 35, you could do 10 times 35, we know that's 350, right? And then you could multiply that again times 10, so 350 times 10 is 3,500. You know that because of the power of 10 rule, you add a 0 to change the place value. Then you could subtract, so 100 boxes minus 9 boxes is 91 boxes. So it's the same idea as up here. This is the power of 10 and then subtract. So 3,500 crayons is how many are in 100 boxes. 315 crayons is the number in 9 boxes. So you just do that minus that and you get that. In 91 boxes, there are 3,185 crayons. Someone else had a different strategy. You could start with 40 boxes, because you just did that up here, and then do 40 boxes plus 40 boxes is 80 boxes, plus 10 boxes is 90 boxes, plus 1 box is 91 boxes, and then just add up all the numbers for each of those boxes. So we know that 40 boxes has 1,400, or 1,400 crayons. Again, 1,400. 10 boxes has 350 crayons. And 1 box, we know is 35 crayons. Add that all up, and you get the number of crayons. Good job. So now you should do these on your own and write your work and also tell the strategy that you used. All right? Good luck.